Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back again. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about what happened. Kuleya court sithemba umnisi ukuthi utigijime kahle asithemba ukuthi uhambe kahle la mgijimeni wakhe, right? Baxolisile abantu bathi baxolisa bona babe ngama senior ka president wase South Africa and all that.
Apology though.
Yeah, so njengamanje we are here. That's what we live for. We're here to analyze that. Apparently, this that was said does not qualify actually to be called racism. And then we also heard ukuthi there's relatives or bloodline from German. Okay, then I was like, all right.
Maybe.
That kind of makes sense.
Maybe that makes sense.
Yeah, now we are talking. But let us hear what the court has to say. Because we are not dealing with Rata, you are dealing with court.
Yeah.
What that court had to say
He
about
is the court.
the apology. Yes, we don't look, we look at the chair, we don't look at the person. We don't.
Good way of putting it.
We look at the chair.
Not
the chair
the person.
is the chair's color. We greet the chair. We don't greet the person. We respect the chair. We might not respect the person. Right. Basho njalo, according to these things. Now, not that I do respect the chair until things change for me. I just don't want to cross the path with them. I just want to be far away from them, right? Emily, let us hear what you captured today.
Yeah, hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. And let's first start off by saying apologies. We could not make it on Friday.
Apology accepted.
Personally, I couldn't make it.
You must apologize to the bench.
I apologize. My sincerest apologies to the Mzansi Reality family. Yes.
Emily, it's also me who refused, man.
Things got in the way.
Yeah,
I personally was exhausted. Covering Brigadier Gininda's evidence has really taken a toll on me. Sometimes I question my sanity. It has. I don't want to lie. Covering him and trying to look for answers has been rather a challenge.
It is hard.
It was hard for me.
Okay. No, we accept the apology. I also apologize because I was also tired. I mean, I was strained at work. I was, there's a lot of things that are going on in my life, guys. I just don't share my stuff here. If I was one of those, I would be asking for donations.
Oh my God!
But as humble
like I, don't have money.
As humble like I, we don't do that. We don't take our problems and make it your problems. Yeah. We are family, yes, but akumelanga phela sithatha advantage.
Can't bend
nami bengine stress sami nje bese ngibambile ngoba sisangibambile ngizosolve kodwa ningawari. That's why we go to work. We don't work with YouTube. We work. We have our different works that we do.
Work at work.
Work at work. So we are here now. We have apologized, like Rata did.
Yeah. Apologies.
Like the bench did. So we are going to deal with that apology and the rest of the things that were said in that court and try to unpack and analyze where we can. Emily, I hope this one is going to be short. Reason being, you said you are focusing on what happened today.
Yeah, I'm only gonna focus on what happened today. Maybe later on I'll bring some of the most important points I picked up on Friday because I had prepared for Friday, but then I ended up not coming.
Is the court sitting tomorrow?
Yes, it's sitting tomorrow.
Okay.
They are definitely sitting tomorrow. Yes, congratulations to Advocate Nisi. There were posts that I saw on social media. People pulled up his comrades marathon details, and apparently 4 p.m. is the time that he finished. Remember, they start running at around 5 a.m. in the morning, a whole 80 kilometers.
And then the number one, what time did he arrive? 1 o'clock?
I think it was around 12 to 1, somewhere there. One himself. How much was the price again?
I'm sure
I think
it's
it's
about
350,000. No,
What?
it's actually very little compared to. Some people were even saying for Big Brother, people just chill in a house and the winner gets 2 million. But with Comrades, a whole year.
Are you sure it's not
years
a
of
million?
It's not. It's like 300,000 or something like that. And on top of that, they have to pay for a participation fee. It's
So they
like
make
around
profit,
1,200. Yes.
How many people ran on that marathon?
A lot of people run the Comrades Marathon and most don't finish. You are very strong if you finish that
So
marathon.
Mnisi finished.
You finished. So that's why Nakiri, congratulations, because people don't finish. Most people are 80 kilometers. 80 kilometers, mtagaba, is a lot.
Well, all I saw, thank you, Ultra. God bless you. All I saw is the guy who was walking sideways, like actually.
Crabs.
That's all I saw. So, but, correction, Emil, they say it's 90 kilometers.
90 kilometers.
Don't
My apologies. You see, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, I wouldn't even make it past 5.
So if each kilometer was 100,000, so gahle ngabe umnisi ngabe, I mean, in fact they should do that. Why don't they do that?
Or maybe about 10K.
For
'Cause
each
it's
kilo,
90.
no, like to actually distribute the money evenly, even though there's gonna be one guy who's gonna decide to run with one pace until he finishes. To say after a kilometer and you've been leading there, you get 100,000.
Wabo.
After a
Yes, that
second
would be
kilometer,
a nice motivation. So
they are saying it's 2 million. Emmy. How are you getting?
Is it 2 million?
No, I know,
It's 300,000.
Last time I checked, it was. Let me check. It's fine. Continue. I'll check.
It was
this thing.
300,000, the one that I saw. I was like so underwhelmed and disappointed. I'm like, Big Brother, they get 2 million for just chilling in the house. And then Comrades Marathon, the number one winner gets like 300K. Hey man, something ain't right there. Something needs to be fixed and aligned. But yes, you can look for it, Mr. Anonymous. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, my apologies. My apologies in advance. But let me get into the court proceedings of today. So the state was expected to bring an application to lead new photos of accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, and accused number 3, Tobisi Mncube. So with accused number 1, also they added something like 2 pictures with regards to accused number 1, but he deliberated that later on, or Advocate Baloyi. So Sipho Ramosipili said that he was requested by Advocate Charles Mnisi to stand in for him. Mnisi was not present in court today for obvious reasons.
I mean,
Yes.
before you are called into order, you must. Number 1 is 874,000.
800,000.
Yeah, number
Okay, my
2
apologies.
is 438,000, and then number 3 is 350,
300. Okay, shooting Bonia
and
number
then
3.
number
you mean
4 is 158.
158,000. So the number 1 gets 800,000, but still it should be 2 million.
Yeah, it should.
It should be 2 million or something like that. Running that distance is no child's play, and even the preparation for it. Can you imagine the money also spent to prepare for Comrades?
To go sleep in Durban.
And also sleeping,
Bringing
but
money in
also the
Durban.
preparation as you work out throughout the
Well,
year.
sometimes they sleep in Maritzburg.
So there are expenses that go into the athletes who choose to participate in the Comrades. It's not cheap. So they must motivate people. Yeah,
Yeah, so next time they must try to come to my town also. Pela, this thing of 2 towns getting the money, then we are not getting money. We are also from KZN, most. They must run also
People
for my
actually travel across provinces to get ready for Comrades Marathon. It's not,
yeah, they must run to
not cheap.
next thing I'll be giving my Recusal.
Your location.
Yeah, no.
Okay, my apologies. Not 300,000 for number one. It's actually 800,000 or more. Slightly more than 800,000, but yes.
Minus tax, I'm sure.
Yes, minus tax, obvious. They're going to take their portion.
Agana shame.
So it should be 2 million.
It's always there to take away from you. That little that you labored for. 90 kilometers. Then they come and say tax. But let's go.
Well, Judge Ratam Khwatleng said that he wanted to address an issue, right? He started with his speech. We're going to deliberate on this speech. It was so hard for me to go through this. I'm like, yo, this apology is so shady. It's full of salt and pepper. But, people are like, I laugh a lot, ne? But I'm going to laugh because this is not the first time that he's been in this position. And I thought maybe he would, approach it a little bit better. Yeah. But in my opinion, this was far worse than last year. Last year, at least he was reading from something from somewhere and it was so formal. This time around, I was like, my jaw dropped and I was like, yeah, I give up. I give up. I no longer have hope. He says, all of us, that's the judge says, all of us, I suppose, we read newspapers. It's proper that I should address this issue. When he was talking, it looked like it was even painful for him to just open his mouth. That's my opinion. It was like, it's painful. It's not coming smooth. It's like, but that's my opinion. But initially, he says, I want to say I have been 26 years on the bench. I have never behaved the way I did on Friday. And I've been 30 years as an attorney before I became a judge. For 30 years, I was an attorney. I spoke to the judge president and the JP spoke to me together with the deputy judge president, and the JP rightfully excoriated me for my conduct. Excoriate means to heavily criticize. It says the JP heavily criticized him for his conduct. He said that is not befitting for a judge of my experience and stature that I should have behaved like that. I agree, my conduct was questionable and incorrect. And my wife also. He says his wife, who he thought he thought his wife is afraid of him. He said his wife told him that he should apologize to the whole of South Africa because he is worse than those attorneys who apparently steal monies of clients in the road accident fund matters. She was reading a newspaper the other day about the fact that attorneys apparently, and she said they are colorless. Stole 1.5 billion of rough funds which belong to clients. And I wish, he said, to now tender my sincerest apologies. It's contra my nature to do that. Then he said that he has a son. I'm thinking the son passed on. No, he said the son just died recently. Who's an advocate? He's older than Advocate Mshololo. He was born in 1968. He said he died because of lymphatic cancer. He says that he thinks that he would also have been disappointed at his conduct. That's why he says that he heartedly and unreservedly, with no qualification, apologized to his colleagues, to the accused, to his colleagues. And he says they say I must not call you the accused. They are correct. The gentlemen in front of me, referring to the accused, he called him the gentlemen that were in front of him. And I've also been accused of being a racist. I just to talk one or two things about me as a person without being a lawyer. Then he gave us a bibliography that he grew up in the house of Moses Kotane. Nelson Mandela used to come at home. Walter Sisulu, even Robert Sibukwe, before he broke away from the ANC. Remember, Robert Sibukwe was a member of the ANC before he broke away from the ANC for profound reasons that we'll discuss maybe on another day. But he formed the PAC. He says, my father was involved.
Did he form the PAC or he joined the PAC?
He formed it. He's the father of the PAC, Robert Sibukwe. You can Google if you're not sure.
Okay.
He's the founder of the PAC.
Continue.
He says that his father was involved as a member of the ANC and the Communist Party. He would be mortified to hear that he is a racist. And another thing which people may not know is that his great-grandmother was a German. You know, when I heard this, I was like, yeah, maybe he's trying to tell us that he got some German DNA in him. Maybe he's trying to help us put the dots together of why the inferiority complex. He says that his great-grandmother was born in Bochum. She was born by some German priest, meaning that his grandmother was a German. And he says that he recalls that his grandmother used to cut her hair, crop it short, so that people must not realize that she's not white blood. And I was like, wow. I just felt like you are making your great-grandmother a victim in a time where people like her were not victims. Am I missing something? So here, it's almost like I was getting a sense that he wants to say that people of color are also capable of being prejudiced against people of no color in a sense of racism, right? That's what he was trying to say. He was trying to balance the forces, in my opinion. Irregardless of the timelines, irregardless of the fact that during that time, it was a very different time. And then I was like, okay, it's like comparing oranges to apples, in my opinion, of course. I know many people might disagree with me, but that was my analysis, looking at how you can take a woman of no color who lived during pre-1994 and say that they were discriminated against by who? Pella, when you are saying that she had to cut off her hair, you are clearly saying that in the community she was in, people were treating her as badly as that system was treating people of color. Right. Then Mokgwatleng said that he also grew up under the tutelage of the late Bishop Tutu. He said he was talking to his son Trevor yesterday at the seminary. So he said that if we want to know whether he is a racist or not, you can ask, for instance, Archbishop Thabo Makgoba, Father Mkhatshwa, Professor Lesiba Tifo, Professor Seth Scooper, Professor Bani Pichana. He said he used to be a member of SASO. They founded SASO in 1968. He said he wasn't a leading light, but at Fort Hare, he was a secretary of the branch there. He said that we can also confirm that with Judge Selby Bakwa, who is here, meaning he maybe is also working at the Pretoria High Court. And subsequently said he became a manager of the Black People's Convention after the ANC was banned, and subsequently became a member of AZAPO and was the Secretary for Legal Affairs and Sports when Ms. Khware was the president of AZAPO. He said, I cut my teeth in politics together with Cyril Ramaphosa. He was my junior actually in politics. I was tutored by people like Thabo Mbeki. He'd be shocked to hear that I, Judge Ratam Mokgatleng, am a racist.
Why would he be shocked?
I don't know. This apology, man.
I don't know whether to be sensitive or what, but
this apology, I was not it.
but let's look at it. Just break it down. This apology. I create an accident when I'm driving on the road. Then you come to me, you want to fight. I tell you, my mother is sick, is at the hospital. How would you act? You would probably feel sorry for me, right? Then you start coming down. Now, I'm not saying that he really should have done what he did that way or not, but including your son that passed away because of cancer, that on its own, in my opinion, it's saying, cut me a slack. I've been through a lot, you know, and then you back that one up with your wife who you thought was afraid of you, that is now saying people around you are calling you out. It's not the public that is actually calling you out, it's the people around you. And then you bring your judge and everything.
Everyone who's
big
had
and then
big roles in the history since
and then
1994.
You tell us about being a senior of the current president. You tell us about Mandela, Robert Sobukwe. That makes you some sort of an activist and appealing to people. Therefore, we should then not say, for example, that your comments were racist.
Yeah,
we should
it's almost like he's
say
shutting.
we should think of you as an activist who was rubbing shoulders with activists, you know? And then further, if we were to go further, then we look at the people that you counted. Now let's look at them. Like, I'm not gonna go deep, but you look at them as activists at the time. There's less to talk about other than what we can, in my opinion, the history that we have. I don't want to even go that far, but I think Mandela, before he went to prison. For me, I respect that Mandela. That's all I can say. So it ends there for me. You know, if we were to analyze who was around you and how learned they are, because it seems as if, in my opinion, you are bringing people who were learned, people who, your Thabo Mbeki, you wouldn't have said Zuma, right? Because Zuma get here, no
Standard. Is it standard 2?
So you wouldn't want to bring Zuma and that apology and the others. I'm just making an example. I'm not saying, I'm trying to look at this thing and then trying to understand this thing. And obvious, that name wouldn't come up because it's one of those robust, like Mandela before he went to prison. So we wouldn't want to say much. I'm just saying, Guti, mina ngiyabuka, I just watch when people say things and I believe them. And then the other part that I can understand, that I'm happy that you brought, the fact that you have a mixed blood. Now it makes me understand a bit. I've seen many people who would like to be on the other side than this side of ours, and that's okay, you know. So it is fitting,
and they look like us.
It is,
but
in my opinion, it is, in my opinion, fitting for people to say those were racist comments. It is fitting, even more fitting.
You suffer well to be on the other side. And it's okay, but you just have to be honest about it.
So we cannot now shy away from that and say something else. We can speak freely sometimes. So nje mangathiwa ngempela siyaanalyze yonke le apology yakho le ngashoni la. Sibheka nokuthi labantu bamentionayo, how were they, who were they, when were they, you know? And then we try to understand what you are trying to say through those people, because that's what you want us to understand. You know, that you rub shoulders with people who are, you know, it's a story for another day. But I don't think that was a genuine apology. And considering the fact that you are a judge, you know what the tongue does. You have been trapping people as much as you can, and your cross-examination and all those things. You know what it, when you've been called into order, there's no need for a second one, a third one. I mean, you are a judge that would sit there and live in ask, are you educated? What level are you educated? You know, because you want to get, there's that feeling if you went to school, then there are certain things that you should have understood, you know.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Same judge. We see the judges doing that. Today we have him apologizing. Second time, third time, I don't know. You know. So and that case
still
of
going to apologize.
That case of, what is that other case?
JP's massacre.
There was almost similar stuff, in my opinion, that
back
was
in
happening
2008. Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. But I mean, I feel like you're just doing this on purpose, in my opinion. It's my feeling. I feel like this is not a mistake. It's done on purpose, and that issue of fear, we see it happening in this court, where people should, in a sense, it sounds like people should fear you. You know, in my opinion, this is my opinion. So angazi ukuthi ngibheke kanjani. I don't know how I should look at this, but I don't think it was a genuine apology. It's fine.
I don't think he's good at giving genuine apologies. Even the last time he read from a paper.
In my opinion, also, I think abantu abanjengaye vele. In my opinion, I don't think ukuthi bayaxolisa ngampela bexolisa ngoba bexolisa.
He was just doing it for the noise to go down, because we know that there's a particular advocate who's been on his neck in the media.
Who was not happy.
I advocate Dalipab was not having it, okay? He expressed and he called a spade, okay? And he just wanted the noise to go down. That's how I feel about this apologies, that he just wanted him to leave this whole thing.
You know, sometimes we cry to come here early, amen. We cry to come here early, but no network around this time, if we are early, is always a problem.
Troublesome.
I don't know why. I don't know why. If around 10 up to this point, and I could be wrong, but I've been noticing good network icon. Iyadlala ngathi if singene early, if we are here early, we struggle.
Super.
Yeah, we struggle. We struggle. Yeah, so it's a story for another day.
Well, another thing that I also felt with this whole affiliation with people, it was giving, that apology from a person who is of no color and they've been caught and accused of being a racist, right? And they'll be like, I can't be that. I have black friends. That's what it reminded me of. I'm like, this affiliation with all of these people. How can you say I am this when I am known to so and so and so? When I'm so friends with so and so and so. When I've lived with so and so and so. When I've eaten with so and so.
It is normal to actually have people like that.
Then he continued on to say that if people say that he is racist, maybe he's not aware of that. But if he trampled on anybody's toes because of his, despite being adherent to the Freedom Charter in 1955, he says that he was then clipped down with his father when the Freedom Charter was announced. He said, I wish to apologize. I will try and mend my ways, but I can tell you it's not a conscious thing about me to be racist. So apologies. I apologize.
And then he says they should help him.
He said, the gentleman in front of me, if you believe that I, as a judge, am so useless, dumb, and baloka and muhu, etc., and you don't think I can't get a fair trial you can't get a fair trial from me, please tell me. I'll recuse myself. I don't want to impose myself on people who doubt my integrity, honor, and dignity. And I mean it. I was like, wow. So basically, he's trying to turn the tables now on the accused, in my opinion, making it seem like they are doubting his honor and integrity, making them feel like, how dare they question how he does his job. It had that condescending type of feeling that, right, I don't think this apologies, it has all the ingredients that are required for me to feel it. I'm not feeling this apology. It's giving passive aggressive.
No, it's fine. Just leave this apology. The last words that he said, those ones where he says, if you guys wanna push for me out, please do so. What I can say is that they should not stop what they want to do if there's anything that they wanted to do. If they wanted to write at the end that the judge was not fair, they should not move away from that, because such talk as this one is putting a rubber stamp, in my opinion, to say, I even gave them a chance.
An opportunity is to recuse me,
if
and they did not recuse me
fair.
if they thought I wasn't fair. So if they should apply if
they
the
want to
opportunity,
do something at the end, and this apology should change nothing.
I honestly feel it, because it will be used against them.
This is like sort of
just like how when they speak of being assaulted, they're saying where the cases with IP, right? It will also be used against them later on should they want to go and appeal. So if they feel like they have every right to file those complaints if needs be.
No, I differ, Zoto, with Ratamasco. I differ. You are sounding like I used to think of that, but then I thought again with no, man. Actually, no, that's an easy way out. It's like someone does something big to you, and then the only thing you do is to take your gun.
Them out.
You take your gun, you go shoot them. They probably don't even feel pain when they die.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking of. No. Let him go through the whole case.
Yes.
The pain of going through this whole case.
Yes.
It's enough. And on top of that, he's giving you the powers and the easy way out of appealing the case. The manner in which this case has been conducted, if you change the judge and a new judge comes and say, "Zwat to jail, all of you," it becomes difficult for you to actually appeal and have grounds to stand on. But these apologies, they're good for the record. They're good for an appeal. Do you understand? So, no, you must not go. You must finish it.
You must finish what
Finish
he
the
started.
case.
Yes, and also, speaking of recusing, why does he want the accused in particular to be the ones recusing him? If he feels that, why can't he recuse himself? Is a question I have.
In Marisbeck, the judge that was supposed to sit on President Zuma, is that Marisbeck or, yeah?
Yes,
That recused
Marisbeck,
himself
yes.
and said, no, did you say I'm conflicted or something like that?
Yes, he said that he
Yes, that was a
knows
straightforward
Zuma.
move. Yes.
Yes.
So there's nothing wrong with that. Do it if you have to do it. But don't beg for people to do it.
For you.
I feel like we're going to have a lot of judges that are going to come to this case, and once they feel it's hot,
They wanna
then they
run.
want to go out. We don't know what was the briefing when they came here. They must finish their job. It
Yes.
happened with Ulokuzan, Mr. Afro.
Ujajibiwa Maumela, yes.
And then we were told that he was not even supposed to take
was
this
sick,
case and
yes.
all that. And no, finish it.
Finish, Baba.
Finish it.
So he said that his wife said to him that he must apologize even to the people of South Africa, and then asked her jokingly, even the undocumented foreigners. She said, everybody. So I wish to apologize even to the politicians, because I'm told that even politicians are worried about me. They want to summon me to the parliament. Don't know for what.
They can do that when the case is done. It's fine.
And he said,
he said he cut his teeth in politics, so it will be. It's not something
yeah, it's taboo.
new to him.
And most graciously, he said, I want to apologize to the Chief Justice Maya, Chief Justice Zondo, Chief Justice Mogoeng, and all these colleagues, in particular, the Kgang Moseneke, because those are the contemporaries that he started with. He says, I was also on the phone with persons I've tutored as attorneys and advocates. Some of them are on the bench and some of them are at the Constitutional Court. So they were also shocked that he's racist. Well, Advocate Mbo, for this interview that I was just listening to, Mr. Anonymous, he was talking about how he also didn't know Judge Rata Mokwatleng like this. He said that as an attorney, he's worked under him before in the past. So he's kind of shocked at the utterances that he's making in the past.
Because this case has tendencies of showing your true characters, in my opinion. This case, it will expose you. If you come to this case, it will expose you.
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
opinion, it just has that thing. It has that element. Le case nayo yonke into edingayo as umuntu, dinga to be nobuntu, futhi ube ungabibikho biased as a judge.
Yes.
So it requires everything. Uma ngabe ukuthi khona there's something that you are missing, this case will expose you.
Yep. And also, he said he wanted to apologize to all the judges, all the magistrates, all the prosecutors, the students who are studying law, even those who are not studying law, all religious leaders, and anybody in South Africa who felt slighted and felt insulted, as the newspapers are saying, by his conduct. Well, people didn't receive this apology well from what I read on social media. A lot of people are saying that he's gaslighting. What do you think?
No, I think so too. This is my opinion. I think it's gaslighting. Look at the people that he's apologizing on. It tells us about Desmond Tutu and everyone else. It's like,
Take
I don't think-
accountability.
I don't think
I am wrong for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I was wrong. I was out of
I
line.
take full accountability
Yes.
for what I did. I'm
Simple
very
as
sorry.
that. Don't tell us the history of this country that we know, and some that we don't even know, but that we probably don't even want to know. You know, don't tell us about that. If that I'm a neighbor or maybe of former President Zuma, I ain't down among police.
They were not there with you as you were uttering those words. They did not second hand and support what you're saying. And for me, I'm also upset at the fact that it took his wife, it took the judge president and the deputy judge president. Judge Ratham Khwatleng showed up in court on Friday.
Exactly.
Not even looking at Advocate Nisi in the
Exactly.
face, not even apologizing to Advocate Nisi or anything.
Does
No,
that
he's just the whole
portray
day.
the same way he never said he was sorry for the things he said when Mngomezulu was sick.
Yes,
The same
he
way.
never apologized.
So this is not some, in my opinion, in our presence, he never apologized.
No.
He didn't see it fit to apologize.
no.
Even with this case, he didn't see it fit because
No.
he came and everything was fine. It was business as usual.
Yes.
KBY, thank you very much. God
So
bless
he
you.
had to wait to get a call or to be called into a meeting with the judge president. So he's apologizing to the judge president and his wife. He's not actually apologizing, in my opinion. If it wasn't for them to help him see reason with what he was doing, that it was wrong, he would have spent this entire case without even needing to apologize. He'd apologize because the whole thing blew up. It became a thing. People were talking the whole weekend. They were dragging him on the mainstream media. And then
The
his wife
dirtiness
and then
of it
the judge
all, though.
president.
The dirtiness of it all. You know, this, in my opinion, was supposed to be pressure to Mnis. And there is a certain channel that I won't mention that was trying so hard to paint Mnisi as this bad person, bad.
Yes.
It didn't work
Yeah,
because we don't take that channel serious anymore. Some of us, so we know what they say. We go
As
opposite.
Pumile.
Once they say something, we go left. You know, so they actually started this whole thing, and then it became an issue. It blew on their faces, and it didn't work, in my opinion. Lindy Obem, God bless you. It didn't work, you know. So it's fine, you know. For me, to even give it this much airtime for someone who didn't see any, you know, when you are angry, you might say things that are out of line.
Yes.
But when you go to bed, as a normal person,
Yes.
you should be able to reflect on your own and say, no, I was wrong here. First thing
In the
on
morning.
Friday, I was expecting him to start there.
I also was.
And guess
But
what?
then Mangalo,
I waited.
Even Advocate Mshololo came back and there was no fuss, no nothing, no. He's still angry. And then at the end of the proceedings, they're like, okay, Advocate Bule was like, I was thinking maybe we should not sit on Tuesday. Maybe we could sit on Tuesday and not on Monday since Advocate Nisi. And it's like Monday. I was like, oh my God, he's so angry. He's very angry. Okay, so I didn't get that sense that he saw anything wrong with what had happened on Thursday. None whatsoever. So Judge Mokwatleng now addressed Advocate Mshololo and started by saying that he doesn't want her to think that he's picking on her. He says, you don't have to reply to me. I come from the old school. You know you were not here for 2 weeks. Fine, I thought you'd come and see me in my chambers for the indulgence I gave you, but you just came on Friday and sat. Because this judge is old-fashioned, I got baffled, and that is all I'm saying. Obviously, he didn't want to start any beef with Advocate Mshololo after what just happened. But also, what's this obsession with what people making direct contact with him? Do you guys know that there was nothing wrong with Advocate Mnisi sending that email that he sent to the register? We had to find out from people who work in the courts and judges matter and whatnot that actually that is the procedure, that they shouldn't have direct contact with the judge. Why is he forcing the defense to have direct contact with him? Does Advocate Baloyi and Dr. Sibanda have direct contact with him? Why does he want this direct contact with the defense counsel so badly?
I'm not sure. I cannot tell
It's
you.
weird. It's weird. So Advocate Msholo was supposed to go to his chambers. For what?
No, that I agree.
But then why can't she make it a formal process? I don't agree with it.
No,
This direct contact with the
that
judge.
I agree. I think the chambers, all the advocates and attorneys will be there, right?
All of them need to be there.
Yeah,
It can't
they
just
would
be
have
her
been No,
there.
there it's a there. I agree. Even Cholo did not address
with
that
all
elephant.
the counsel, yes, it makes sense.
I cannot really say it was wrong. It was wrong of the judge to say that.
Mm-hmm.
He was right, and the manner that he said it, that was a very respectful man. I won't lie to you.
As because after the backlash of what
Yes.
just happened.
But we must give it, Jolo needed to address that elephant in the room. And it's okay. I mean, everyone, even you, were asking where he was,
I just been gone.
You needed to address the elephant in the room. That was
At some point, I was not even sure. Does she still want to work on this case? Does she still want to be in that courtroom? And she was gone, guys. Oh, 2 weeks. But anyway, yeah, Mr. Anonymous, you're saying that
he
you
needed
should
to
go
make
and
some
address
money.
it.
I don't know whether he needed to make some money. There were other issues. It's fine. I don't have any problem with that. We all understand
I
that.
saw the judge literally biting his tongue. If it wasn't for what had happened, he would be receiving fire.
She came
Advocate
back at a
Msholo.
good time.
Yes. It's almost like she saw on Thursday what happened and she's like, I need to go now. Let me go back. I'm like, I call. That was the most calm manner of addressing Advocate Msholo ever. From watching all these years, I had never seen anything like it. It was so full of decorum.
No, that one I cannot blame him, Shane.
But yes. But then they
we love the defense, but also we must be fair. I mean,
show up to the jobs, show up to the work.
now I know. I don't blame Short of being absent. No, I don't blame her for that. Maybe he was making more money there. It's okay. But I think it would be right if you've been absent like for close to 10 days or so to come back. Even if you send an email to come back and say, I'm back. This is what was happening. That's what you do even when you're from leave, catch up. That catch up type of situation, it was needed to so that you go to court, there is no uneasiness that is between you and the judge. You find each other, you're fine. And then the fight that happens in court, we know it's a fight that was supposed to happen because you are defending your client, not because there is some personal issues that are brewing, such as this one, where you were absent and the judge feels like you should have addressed me. Tsidi Anamuhapi, God bless you. Yeah.
Thank you, CD.
Yeah. So, and welcome to new members, guys. Those who are renewing and new, welcome. We see you. We appreciate you.
Well, then, Advocate George Baloyi for the state said that there are 3 additional photos of accused number 3, one from different sides. It's one picture from 3 different angles. So 16 of accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, and 1 photo of accused number 1, Moses Bia. Baloyi said that he had prepared heads of argument for this application to have those photos introduced as evidence. And Baloyi said that it was actually 2 photos of accused number 1. So he's added also photos of accused number 1. So the state brought an application for recalling of Sergeant M. Mabasa and Warrant Officer Lieutenant LT Ndlovu, the downloaders of the phone of accused 2 and 3 regarding the additional photos that were found on those devices. Baloyi said that there were 2 additional photos of accused 1, and they wanted to use 16 additional photos of accused 2 and 3 photos of accused number 3. 1 photo was shown in 3 different positions, and these photos do not form part of any exhibits that are before court, but are contained in the totality of the photos that were downloaded. So the state was bringing an application for the recalling of Sergeant Mabasa, the downloader of cell phone of accused number 3, and Baloyi now said that there was the downloader of accused number 2's cell phone, a warrant officer LT Ndlovu. He actually downloaded from the memory card found in the cell phone of accused number 2, which was a gold Samsung cell phone. So these photos, these over 5,000 photos that they were talking about, are coming from a memory card.
Yeah. That's what they say.
And we can all recall that Lieutenant Colonel Steyn, he testified about a picture that was said to have been taken as a selfie at the time that accused number 2 was arrested or incarcerated at Valeria police station, right?
He took a selfie.
That's what they said in his testimony. And that selfie, it wasn't the actual selfie that he was testifying on. It was edited from a software. I forgot the name of the app that was used to edit the picture, right? So now I'm like, it's coming from a memory card. From a memory card. Okay. So Baloyi then said, according to the evidence of Warrant Officer Ndlovu.
Okay, how did they arrive on the fact that it was edited?
That's what I'm trying to understand. All of that is a memory card. So maybe they edited it.
So
and
if you
got
look at
saved
it,
in
the
the
only
memory
time
card.
people will edit whatever they are editing, it will be so that they probably change the dates and everything, because there's no original.
The original is not, it wasn't testified upon by Colonel Steyn.
It's not there. Are they bringing it now?
I don't know. Maybe it's among the 16 that he has decided to share now.
Okay.
But it's so tricky. It's like things are not direct. Things are not like straight and too biased. Things are like confusing. Like an editing app, a memory card. So now these pictures are coming from a memory card. All this time I'm thinking they're from a phone. But then I remember
so they're
the
saying
pattern.
This guy in jail, he had data. He was even downloading apps to edit the pictures.
Or maybe the apps had always been there in his phone and he took a selfie.
You know, these apps,
then
they don't work without data, these ones of editing.
Hey, but
Unless you have in your phone, you have DaVinci, you have all these other ones.
hey, Bakithi. Kunzima. So the cell phone itself could not be successfully extracted as it had a pattern, and this he said they saw on the record of the 16th of April 2024. He testified, Warrant Officer Ndlovu, that the results were bent on a CD and sealed in a forensic bag. He said that they dealt with the law as far as recalling of a witness is concerned, and this application is based on the rule of practice that dictates that in an adversary system such as theirs, that there is a search of the truth in order to ensure that justice is done. In other words, there's a need to put a full, fair picture before the court. Those were his arguments. He said the application is also partly
They are putting the
based
picture, Shem. They buy a picture.
on the principles that were initiated
they are
in
putting
R versus Hepworth.
You know this R versus Hepworth, I have a problem with. And what the other one? Yes, what?
Dear, multi-choice versus something, and then there's also one by, is it Shabalala or Mashaba, something like that. He always uses the same 3 cases every time he has to
I have a problem with this. You know, as you were saying this R versus Hepworth, I was like, what case is it that you made your bed, you must lie on it? What case is that one? What case is that one?
Find it.
That if you made your bed,
find that
lie
case.
on it. What case
That
is that
aligns with the defense have made their bed.
Yeah.
They need to lie.
They need to, my lord. I think they need to learn. We caution them. What case is that?
They need to find such a case.
That you must lie on it. That he normally uses. I mean, sometimes we wish they can use that case. That they made their bed, they must lie on it.
Yes.
But then the court comes in and say the court must be furnished with all the information that is necessary, you know, for it to arrive in R versus Hepworth.
He says, where the court held that criminal proceedings are not a game in which one side is entitled to claim the benefit of any mistake or omission made by the other. This is like more the kettle calling the pot. Was it the kettle calling the pot red or something like that? He is the one who likes to do this.
I don't know.
He's the one who likes to benefit off of mistakes and omissions that the defense may have made. You'll find him making utterances like, where you'll hear a situation now where maybe Brigadier Kininda, he's being asked a question and then introduces a new subject as he's answering. And then as the defense now try to ponder on that and ask and inquire more on that, and then you'll find him saying words like well, they made the bed and they need to lie in it, my lord, because they inquired about this when the witness specifically warned them that they shouldn't inquire about this. But you were there sitting quietly as your witness was introducing that topic. You were not stopping them. Both Zandi and everyone else from the house were being stopped. That is hearsay evidence. That is triple hearsay evidence. But Brigadier Kininda was allowed to present 4-pull, 5-pull hearsay
you
evidence.
You ask him one question, he brings an affidavit of someone who passed away 10 years ago. Making an example.
Yes,
and then we'll be told, let him explain. Let him explain.
So now R versus Hepworth seems to be only working for the state when they want to introduce new stuff, right? He says that where the court held that criminal proceedings are not a game in which one side is entitled to claim the benefit or mistake or omission made by the other, and the duty of the trial judge is not only to direct or control the proceedings according to the recognized rules of procedure, but to see that justice was done. Alternatively, Section 167 of the CPA, which is the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977, the court may at any stage of the criminal proceedings examine any person, either than the accused who has been subpoenaed to attend such proceedings or who is in attendance of such proceedings, and may recall and re-examine any person including the accused. And the court shall examine or recall and re-examine, and may recall any person including the accused already examined in the proceedings, and the court shall examine or recall the person concerned if the evidence appears to the court essential to the just decision of the case. So Section 186 of the Criminal Procedure Act, which provided that the court may subpoena a witness if the evidence of such a witness appears to be essential for the just decision of the case. Should they not be successful in the general principles, they request that the court to exercise the powers conferred to it in terms of Section 167. The reason as to why it is essential to re-examine Brigadier Kininda on these photos, and he said that he stated all these reasons on Friday, and he doesn't want to rehash those reasons. And I'm thinking to myself, but Friday you were arguing for something different. On Friday, Mr. Anonymous, he was arguing to introduce this evidence onto the re-examination of Brigadier Kininda. And then the court ruled. Of course, after the defense, they argued and they tried to stop what he was trying to do. The court ruled that he should present an application to introduce or to reopen his examination in chief.
Yeah.
With the particular individuals, and then go and recall some of the witnesses to come and verify the downloads, right? This is a totally new application, and he's referring to the application he made while he wanted to introduce new evidence into the re-examination of Brigadier Gininda. He just wanted to slit it in there, which was quite sneaky in my opinion. That is what happened on Friday. Summary of what happened on Friday.
Yes.
It was quite sneaky. Okay. I was like, okay, this is like, catch me off guard. He didn't want to formally do an application, start from the beginning and re-examine whoever he wanted to re-examine, and then bring the appropriate witnesses that need to be recalled to come and put the stamp of approval to what was being re-examined. He just wanted to flow with Brigadier Gininda, have him talk about these pictures that nobody can verify where they came from except for him and Brigadier Gininda. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that was the most disturbing thing about what he wanted to do on Friday. But then the court ruled that he should make a new application. Now he's on this new application and he's saying all the reasons I stated them on Friday. I don't want to rehash them. Yeah, bo. So the reasons why evidence was not led in examination in chief of this witness, he stated that the investigating officer requested at the time that only certain photos found on the downloads of accused number 3 should be included in Exhibit S, the affidavit of Sergeant Mabasa. These photos are also included in the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel Steyn at the request of Gininda. And the purpose at the time was to identify the clothing and dreadlocks of accused number 3. So that is why Steyn was testifying on pictures. That's why his evidence now had pictures. It was at the instruction of the I.O., Brigadier Gininda, that the pictures Steyn also needed to speak on them. The focus was mainly on the clothing and the dreadlocks, and the state intended to present the photos of accused number 3 in 3 forms to show other features of accused number 3 that were canvassed during cross-examination by Advocate Nisi, such as the gold tooth. Remember the evidence of Advocate Nisi where you were saying that the gold tooth, the picture of the person who had a gold tooth in one of the pictures that were being referred to as accused number 3 was actually his brother. So he went and pulled all these pictures to try and prove that accused number 3 also had a gold tooth. So the state seeks to show more photos of accused number 2.
When are they going to prove Ndanzi had a gold tooth?
Maybe it's there on these many pictures that he's now introduced.
When are they going to prove Ndanzi Ekon? When are they going to prove Ndanzi had a gold tooth?
They're going to try. Maybe they found something in the memory card. Quite bad.
Something edited.
Tell me, what is something in the memory card? Who knows at this point?
Ndanzi had access to editing tools. You could come with edited version of him with the gold tooth. No, just joking.
He says we deal with the reason why evidence was presented during the trial in chief. The evidence in chief, it was only during the long adjournment that was offered to Advocate Nisi to prepare his cross-examination that the state was able to go over 5,467 photos of the downloads of accused number 2. And he said we make to the point that these downloads were given to the defense a while ago already. So he's saying that they gave the defense these photos a long time ago. That was during that time when Advocate Nisi was asking for more time to go over the record so that he can properly stand in for accused number 1 as his legal counsel. And at that time, the state had extracted a photo from the cell phone downloads of accused number 3, which, if the application is successful, will be presented in 3 different forms. And 16 additional photos were extracted from accused number 2's phone. So as far as maybe one of those pictures has him with the gold teeth. And version. Accused number 2, allegedly, and 3 do not dispute the cell phone or the SD card.
There is a photo that was edited.
Yeah, there is one that Stain was testifying on.
It was coming from Tanzi's phone.
It came from InVideo. Was it InVideo that he said it was edited in? I forgot the app that he
So
said.
he took a selfie. Yes. I mean,
And it went through the photo editing app.
you know.
Is that we mentioned that in light of the fact that the photos belong to them, including 2 photos of accused number 2, we submit that there would be no prejudice to them. The evidence would be of short duration, as the downloaders are simply going to confirm that the downloads were banned on a CD and authenticated those photos. The interest of justice, Baloyi said that he had placed those arguments on Friday, and the application on Friday was a totally different one, but it's okay. And he said it is in the interest of justice to allow the evidence as it will assist the court to adjudicate in the issues that are in dispute, and that the evidence is therefore relevant. He said we respectfully submit that the state be allowed to recall these 2 witnesses. So Baloyi said that he tried to establish the attitude of his colleagues to this application, but they were still going to have a discussion. He said that he's yet to be appraised of the standpoint that they will adopt regarding the application. So the judge asked if they would adjourn, and Ramos Sepele said that it would be his suggestion, since he's standing in for Mr. Mnube and Mr. Sibia, so that he can take proper instructions from them. So after they came back, Ramos Sepele said that the accused, being represented by Advocate Charles Mnisi, have asked that Mnisi himself respond substantially to the application, because there's a further instruction emanating from Mr. Mnube which pertains to the 3 photos that the state intends to use. And accused number 3 says that he can only give that instruction to Advocate Mnisi so that he can relay it to the court. So it looks like accused number 3 is insisting that Advocate Mnisi be the one to express his concerns or regards regarding these 3 photos.
We know that was a strategy, right?
What strategy was it for?
To wait for Mnisi. That's always going to happen.
Well, Ramasipili then said so they have implored him that they ask for an adjournment so that they can instruct Advocate Mnisi to respond substantially to the application, as well as himself. He said he's going to request an opportunity to draft heads of argument to respond to the application. So he also looks like he needs to draft the heads of argument. So Ngumalo said that he was informed by Mr. Ramosipili about his submissions, and he was thinking that maybe they might assist legal representative for accused 1, 2, and 3, because he said these are matters that fall within the terrain of his client. So Advocate Ngumalo is saying his client is not affected by this, so for him it's not a big deal. Yeah, understand. And then also Mshololo came under fire because now she said that she also needs contributions from Advocate Mnisi regarding her response. The judge laughed at this, and the state said that they don't object to the request. Ramasipili said that the state had just sent him over 5,000 photos that Advocate Baloyi was referring to. His client said that he wanted to see all those photographs, or some of them. Right, that's Bongani Tanz insisting on wanting to see these 5,000 photographs, right?
Selfies.
Stop saying they're selfies. So Bongani Tanz is insisting. He's also like wanting to see, to gauge, are these pictures coming from my memory card or what? Right? He wants to know. So then court adjourned, you guys, and tomorrow we'll find out what the arguments for the defense counsel are. And yeah, I'm very interested to see the feedback or hear the feedback that will be coming from accused number 2 regarding those 5,000 pictures.
But just for your answer, Rob versus Hepworth will prevail tomorrow.
Criminal trial is not a game.
It's not a chess game. It's not President Zuma's chess game. This is a case. This is, And
Ramasepil also mentioned something important. He says some of the pictures were deleted.
Oh. The ones
I
that
forgot that. He said they were deleted.
They were deleted? From
some of them.
From the phone?
from the memory card.
Why were they deleted?
I don't know.
Or maybe they are talking about different dates. That 2014, you take a picture and then it shows that you are in Rustenburg or wherever you were at. You know, it's possible.
Some of the pictures were deleted. So right now I'm in a position where I'm like, y'all better subpoena that memory card and get your own.
Oh no! If they deleted, they can even use the state. But they are able to bring deleted stuff back, but
they need to make sure that memory card they get it, because these downloads coming from a CD and whatnot, icon. If I was a legal representative, I would not be accepting just those downloads. I also want the memory card and have someone also that I will, an expert of mine, look at the memory card.
It is very nice to be Nxumalo. Hey, Dr. Shabalala, thank you.
It's relaxing there, that court.
Please, guys, let's press the like button. Dr. Shabalala, thank you. Appreciate you, a member. Press the like button. You just chill. You know, it's like having Messi in your team. You know, as long as you pass the ball to him, you know that he's going to dribble 3 or 4 players.
Yes.
And then maybe bend it. Then it's
and
a
then
goal.
If you're lucky, boom, goal.
It's very nice. It's golazo.
Yes.
So he's just chilling.
Yeah, chilling.
He's just chilling. It's nice to be him. Because client are affected now. The day of the judgment, that's when the client will be affected. Because that day, for common purpose, that day, that number 4 would go down with the rest.
Yeah, common purpose.
You know, that thing of, hey, you are not affected when you are chilling.
Draft those arguments. Counter if you need to counter. Agree if you have to agree. Because I heard Mnisi on Friday saying that they have no right to oppose the state if they want to recall any new witnesses or introduce new evidence. That is not what they were opposing. What they were opposing was him squeezing new evidence in Brigadier Gininda's re-examination. That was the problem. Not that the state cannot recall witnesses. They can recall them, but they have to do it properly, where the defense also gets a chance to cross-examine for their clients. That's all.
Right.
And maybe that's why Advocate Nxumalo is not even giving this thing effort that much. I feel like it. For now.
This is the time you exercise the muscle of being a lawyer. I think Nxumalo is still wet behind the ears. I think it's
argument.
In my opinion.
He needs to argue.
If you were not, in my opinion, I think Nxumalo, this is the time you practice.
The argument.
You sharpen your stuff.
Argument.
This is the, not fearing the cause. No, this is the opportunity to be a tiger.
Draft that argument, Nxumalo, wherever you are. Even if it's not your client, just exercise the muscle.
He reminds me of Mario Balotelli.
Who's
Potential
that?
is there.
Potential is there.
Very skillful.
But
I haven't seen him using it to the fullest. So, please, man, say something, man. Object to something,
Objection.
Address from the bar.
American customer list, you guys. Objection.
You'll
sustained.
Be corrected.
Objection.
As you are corrected,
overruled.
You are sharpening your teeth.
Not in South Africa. South Africa there's no objection. I object, my lord.
If you are overruled, it's okay, Guys, this is the time where you can call if you want to call.
Yeah, guys, the lines are now open. If you're still awake, if you are still with us. Otherwise, we are wrapping it up.
But guys, 500, only 234 likes. Are we that bad?
maybe says lose steam, yabo. We're losing the steam.
500 views though.
People are getting bored of us.
Yeah. I maybe very vested ama calls yabo. Singakhuluma.
Yeah, singakhulumi kakhulu. Sivele sithi calls one way. Babodla abantu babodla. I'm thinking about it. Plus now I'm also getting tired of listening to everything and deliberating and just thinking, what does this mean? Why does this I think I'm tired.
On that process, before you get tired, I think everyone knows here. Boitumelo MC.
But then I also am fearful. The reason why I refuse to stop deliberating it like this, look at what that other news media is trying to do. Do you know that a narrative can quickly, like... and then you end up believing something that is not exactly how it is being presented. You know what I'm saying? I know with political news, I fall for that a lot. That's the thing.
Mzansi, hello.
Things are not what they seem. Mzansi reality, hi.
Mr. Barry White.
Say, how are you, Mr. I want my airtime?
I'm alright, man. Mr. I want my data. I'm back.
Mr. I want my data.
Yes, Emily, how are you?
Well, good. How are you?
Yes, I miss this case because as I'm running the country, I was all over the show, but now I'm back.
All right.
That's good.
Welcome back.
Now I'm back. Yeah, now I'm back. But I want to point out the points that I'm holding on, of which I don't know how is this Rata gonna make his judgment.
Yeah.
Now, just to fill you in, Emily, with the issue of the editing of the pictures.
Yes.
Remember, I'm not sure who Mushololo was questioning.
Yes.
But she mentioned the issue of editing, where I don't know, they were speaking about dance. I don't know which picture was they were talking about, but there was a point where she was asking whoever the witness was, the judge that I forgot. It asked, if the pictures got something like this and this and this, what does it mean? Then that witness said it means it was edited. Then Shorolo said, yeah, but it can't be the witness who edited that picture because by that time, the phones and everything was with the police. You don't remember that?
I remember. I remember it.
Yeah, so the issue of the pictures is out. Shorolo picked it up or they were edited by whoever edited it, but not the witness. Yeah. Then I still have one point. The issue of who is important at the crime scene. Is it the eyewitness or the police? Who is important in the crime scene, Emily, if you can answer me on that one?
Now I would think it's the eyewitness.
Exactly. But look at this case. It's got 144 million police. People were not there. And what is happening? They are counter-attacking the people who were in the house.
Yes.
Now I don't understand. Now someone is getting killed. The police find me there. I tell them what happened. They say, no, what you see is not what you think you saw. It's like if Mrs. I want my data catches me with someone else, then I'm like, it's not what you saw, Mrs. I want my data. You know, things like that.
Yeah.
Yes, because point one, the witness are saying the gun that they saw. They don't say we think we saw the gun, but we are not sure. They say the gun that they saw had a wheel.
Yes.
But the evidence says no, it doesn't have a wheel. It was something else. And remember the cross questioning of I'm going right back now, 2 years back.
Yeah.
Remember the cross questioning of Nisi Tumchani, who was dealing with the gun. Yeah. Remember when he asked Nisi asked the question to say, so that gun, was it involved in the killing of the case that we are sitting with here? And even the judge said, do you want to ask that question? Then Mnisi said, yes, I want to answer to that. Then that guy clearly said, no, that guy was not involved. It was found not to be involved in this case. If you remember that one.
Yes.
But now, but now our guys want to bring it back to say, no, it applies. Now, another point, I'm on point 3. I've got my points here. You will let me know if I'm taking too long.
Okay.
Yeah, we only know oftentimes who the witness said they saw him with a gold tooth. He was even taken to Dr. Hlolwe to be checked if he had a gold tooth or not. But today, now, there's something like number 3 also had a gold tooth. Hey, no, these guys are trying to confuse us, Emily and Mr. Very White.
Oh, this gold tooth.
Yeah, now it's accused number 3 now. Yeah, they say, no, that's my brother. Now we are confused. But the fact of the matter is, we know, Emily, man. We know that it's number 2. It's entirely whom the witness, they saw that he had a gold tooth.
Yeah.
And he was taken to extra length, and it was proven that he didn't have a gold tooth.
Yes.
Now, last one.
Yes.
The issue of a head vis-a-vis the DNA. It's only the owner of the house who said, here is the head which was dropped by the people who came in here.
Yeah.
And they expect, after reading all that finding of his, he said at the end of the day, all these 5 people are not involved in this thing. They are not part of this head. But now comes our main man. He says, no, because I've seen Barry White 3 times or 4 times there, he was there. How does it work now? It's a joke. Because they expect. That guy was supposed to say, they find out. And I love the way Mnisi is fighting that issue. Mnisi is fighting that to say, hey, main man, can you read? Can you see what is written here? Mnisi is fighting. I'm scared of Mnisi's life wherever he is now. Now come to accused number 5.
Yeah.
The main man is trying hard to say the car, the getaway car, what it was rented. But that lady, he doesn't have the rental date, the car and the make for the dates that the offense was committed. There's nothing like that. Yeah, now he's waiting. He said that lady, where's that lady going to find the information if the company was liquidated and there's nothing? Where's going to find it? Because she already gave the answer that she can't find anything. So there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So according to me, from where I stand, these guys, they really committed this thing. I didn't find anything tangible that say, hey, I didn't find anything.
Yeah.
Other than this 144 million police are trying to say, it's like it's an eyewitness vis-a-vis the investigation. The eyewitnesses are going right, the investigations are going left. I don't know what is happening in this case. And when I was talking to my friends today, I was like, man, I don't understand. They should have called everyone who was in the house. Everyone, not leave the young the kids. There were 2 kids or 1 child. They should have left only that 1 child because nothing. But all these other old people, they should have been called there. But no. They only called how many? 3, eh?
Yeah.
They've called
Mapopola,
Sesteri, Longwe, and
no, Longwe.
No, not Longwe, man.
Tozisi and Tumelo.
And yeah, they only called 3.
Yes.
But they're telling us there were 6 others, if I'm not 6 or 8, 6 others. Yeah, but what about those ones? But now the police, if I was a cop, I think I was going to be called as well there. You say I must go and testify.
Yes.
I'm glad I'm running South Africa rather than big. I'm running South Africa at another angle, not on this angle of the police. Because I was going to be called again to go and just testify there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
You were definitely going to be in there testifying.
Exactly. So, big up to Mr. Nis. He went to run his marathon without old man's permission. I think tomorrow, you know what's going to happen tomorrow in the opening? Mr. Barry White and Emily, check what's going to happen. He's going to come with his medal and say, Judge, I've won the medal here. So you see, I was there. No, let me not block the line. Let's wait for DC to introduce his medal tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Zanzi, hello. Right. Okay. Guys, you can call on WhatsApp. I see a question that says, can you call on WhatsApp? Yes, WhatsApp is also available. It is used also. So you can also call on WhatsApp. It's not an issue. We are here. Both ways. Let's hear what people are saying. Right. While I wait for you guys, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be calling people's names. Anamu happy. Our member. Pinkin Love.
Our member.
Yes. We appreciate you. Samuel Radeb. Siabonga. Siba. Siabonga. Yard, cut it. Thank you. Backyard Mechanic, our member. Thank you. He is a victim now. Fine, Mr. Anonymous. What was the reason for him doing this the other time? Hey, Azaz. Muntu South Africa uyaxolisa noma ka-10 akunankinga.
Yeah, another apology will be loading very soon. I am just interested in seeing the interaction in the morning with Mnisi, as the caller was saying. I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, Pedro. Thank you, our member. Boitumelo MC, I've mentioned you. Sfiso Sindane, our member. Thank you. Laura, our member. Thank you. Bongan Mendu. Thank you. Mpumelelo Dlamini, siyabonga. Tlaki Mohlaude, I think is a member also now, but at this point in time you are not a member. Tlaki Mohlaude, we appreciate you. I saw you. Happy SA, happy Kama Pangela. Siyabonga. Happy SA. Let me see. I don't want to miss the cause here. Next thing you guys are accusing me. Ishmael Justice, thank you. ST, our moderator, we appreciate you. Patrick Ntubisheng, siyabonga. Samuel Radeb, I've mentioned you. Togozo Mbele, our member, thank you. We appreciate you. Let's see. Skululi Manzini, siyabonga. Thank you very much. Laura, I've mentioned you, our member. Mrs. K, thank you, siyabonga. Guys, you can call. I'm doing this so that I don't have to wait at the end. To do this, but you can call. The lines are open. Tantas Kosana, siyabonga. Yes, there we go. Zanzi, hello.
Morning, Mr. Anonymous.
Morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Mr. Anonymous.
Yes.
Just raining here.
Yes.
So hard. Yeah, so hard. And, there's things are making noise that I can manage to hear.
Okay.
First I want to thank you guys for the work that you are doing and the effort that you are putting on this case, just to clarify things to the South Africans, you know.
Yes.
Because both you and Emily, the way that you analyze the judge's comments in respect of the fact that he has to apologize, you were on point with all things that is mentioned. But before I get there is something that I couldn't have a chance to call in during the previous broadcast of your
Yes.
that I supposed to also contribute. I'm working for SAPS as I recently explained.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is something that I think it was missed by the defense.
Yes.
Yes.
Pertaining to the this AVL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I can make an example that will make sense, Mr. Anonymous. If you've got a vehicle and your vehicle is insured, you've got a car tracker.
Yeah.
AVL is something like a car tracker. It tracks the vehicle where it is.
Yeah.
You can even check while you are there if you borrow me your vehicle that the vehicle now is in Eastern Cape,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
But that vehicle, once it's involved in an accident, that doesn't mean that you cannot draw the previous tracking of that vehicle, right? That where it was.
Yes.
So I'm very worried about all the defense, not just only those ones. The defense are not exposing themselves to the information of SAPS, because remember, whatever the case that is going to be brought in court, it has to via police, right?
Yes.
And then it gets to the defense through the what you call intrusive, right? Now, the AVL of those vehicles that were involved in an accident are not in that particular vehicle inside the engine. It is on the system, right? So the defense should have insisted and say, are you, Mr. Baloyi, when you say that car was involved and you bring the docket that shows that vehicle was involved in an accident and there was a TC. If there was a TC. Do you mean that the AVL is no longer there? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say, these people, they take an advantage. In fact, the advocate Baloyi is taking an advantage of the fact that he knows that he's defending the police on this case, and he knows that the information that he has got from the police, he knows that it's not in the excess of the defense. Hence, you could even hear Missy, as Missy is very sharp, like Ngomezu. He sometimes doesn't actually know which is the highest rank between lieutenant colonel and the colonel and the captain and the brigadier, right?
Yeah.
Because the brigadier is the biggest than the colonel. And in the colonel, there's two. There's full colonel. There is a lieutenant colonel. Lieutenant colonel is lesser than the full colonel.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
However, there is something that was a loophole for the defense when Kininda was saying at that particular time he was not having an access to have a state vehicle. That was a pure lie, because from the starting, if you are a detective, even if you are a constable, as a beginner, a constable, once you investigate a case, you cannot walk with your feet to investigate, especially of a high case of a high profile of such a case. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Now he was lying at court. It's supposed to be challenged that because there was a vehicle which was allocated for him for this high profile case of investigation. Now he was exposed at somewhere when accused number one was saying that there was a vehicle which was brought by Mise, that this vehicle was driven by Kininda, and then they couldn't identify this vehicle, and Kininda stood up and said it was my private vehicle, right? Now, ask yourself, a brigadier, no, he was a colonel at that time, and he was a full colonel, I believe. He was not a lieutenant colonel. He was a full colonel. Once you are a full colonel, you are due to be a brigadier, right? Why did he not bring... okay, let me put it like this way. If ever he was driving his own vehicle, if you are driving your own vehicle to come at work, Mr. Anonymous, and there's state vehicles that you are supposed to drive, there is, I'm not sure whether should I say it's a law or it's for SAPS, that if you're using your own vehicle, you own yourself on the OP and say that you attended an investigation using your own vehicle so that you claim the kilometers and get paid by the state that you utilize your own vehicle, right? And your own petrol, right? So that's where this has been missed, because the defense supposed to ask him that if you are using your vehicle, did you report on because whatever you do, you report on the OB at the charge office that I am Mr. So-and-so, I'm an investigator, I'm going to investigate such case, and then I'm using my own vehicle. It's going to be written on the OB so that when you do your own claim, in respect of the kilometers that you're going to claim from the state, as you are using your own petrol and plus the state vehicle, then you submit those claims and then you are getting paid. They need to request from him that bring the payments that you've been paid for that vehicle that we are using at that time, because you can't use your vehicle just for mahala. You see, that's one of the things that I wanted to bring into your attention. That the defense, I'm very worried about the fact that they are not exposed to such information. That Brigadier Ginenda will never do a high-profile case investigation without getting paid if he used his own vehicle. And that information, it emerged at this stage. He never mentioned previously. By that time, Ngomezulu was pursuing with the cross-examination on Brigadier Ginenda. Now, because of this, they are getting exposed each and every day, but unfortunately, the defense did not have that access of information. I just wanted to give you that. Now, lastly, I just want to get into the point of this charge today. Mr. Anonymous, both of you guys, you hit the point. For me, I that judge was not apologizing. And I've got a belief that this is going to be challenged by whatever, I don't know, but I have a feeling that it's going to be challenged because he was not apologizing. He even justified himself that because of he is giving us an alibi that there are people that they know him. So meaning that he's not sincerely apologizing, and the wife is involved. And the JP, at some point when I was listening to the newsroom, the JP, even if there is a formal complaint that is going to be laid against this charge, he's not going to go to the JP now because the JP exposed himself that he was concur with the charge of the conduct, right? So even if there is something that is going to be lodged against him, it's not going to be attended by the JP. Somebody else now, because of the comments of the JP. Then that's the case. So I'm trying to say the judge was very, very much of himself. And I like Emily, the way that she unpacked this by explaining about her Coco that was cutting the hair and blah, blah, blah. We don't need that. We wanted somebody who's going to say, and thank God for the fact that before he did this thing that he to just racism and racism comments, there was a day that he was given by God to apologize that Friday to say I'm sorry, but he never did that. So that's where he's supposed to meditate while he was sleeping to say, I made a mistake. However, the most person that he offended is Mr. Missy. And he never even mentioned his name to say, I want to apologize to Missy and also the Comrade Marathon, the athletics, the ones that were running. He's supposed to mention that. So it shows that he was not apologetic. However, the demeanor after he did that, you could see when Advocate Shololo was saying that it depends to Mr. Miss of how he gonna say before he can, because accused number 5 also is not affected by these photos. You see. Now, the judge, if you could see the demeanor, Mr. Anonymous, if you say sorry to me, and then we move on, your sorry is being determined after you have said sorry. It's being determined how you conduct yourself, your demeanor. You see. So he was so pissed off. You could see like giggling while Advocate Shololo is talking about this giggling, and even the time that the interpreter was interpreting what he said about with whatever that baloyi and the defense was explaining, he was raising the eyebrows and especially when something has got something to do with the you see. Yeah. So that's my submission. I just thought that to call you guys and congratulate with the work that you are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for all of those points. Thank you so much.
All right. Sure,
Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Right, guys, I see some of you are saying you are calling on WhatsApp, but we are not answering. No, it's because you are calling when we are in a call with someone. Then obviously we cannot stop the other call. But if you keep on calling or you like sort of sync yourself with what is currently happening right now, the call is free. If someone else has calls, we are going to answer that. But that being said, Dokas Shabalala, our member, thank you. Lindiwe, Bembe, thank you. Zodwa Dlamini, yes, you see? Mzansi, hello.
Hello, kunjani?
Siyaphila mfethu njani?
Siyaphila now.
Yeah.
Sitha nomadoda eCape Town.
Yebo madoda.
Hayi, mina lo jaja ndimxolile. Hello xolo lakhe linkwalambisaya ndimxolile.
Yeah.
Into endiyithandayo i1. Yonke iAfrika, yonke iAfrika ijonge kuye kwi-judgment yakhe. That's what I'm happy about.
Yeah.
Icase le iphelile. And ubaloyi naye i-tactics zakhe ziphelile.
Yeah.
Uba umlisi makefika sekafumene i-coaching as is too much, which is good for a case. Loba bafuneke bangamnaki. Le evidence ivelayo ubaloyi ebethe kula disk babeyenze kuqala zazikhona. Ngoku uyajika ubaloyi uthi no, ezi photo zifumaneke kwi-memory card kodwa ziphelelanga. Memory card le ezinye ifoto zideletiwe pha.
Yeah.
But the phone itself ibisemaphoyiseni.
Yeah.
Zidelethwa ngubani lo ulento uzale phone. Which is isupporta laa nto eyithethwa nguNtanzi esithi uNtanzi le phone yakhe iyakhala le and uyiva ngokukhala ingoma. Amaphoyisa awamniki ma-record zangayakhe. Uyabona nabo nje odala impofu angazi nokuthi bafunde too much na lo jaji lo ngaseza apha ukuthi ezitexini lo. Umuntu vele umxolele nje engathongo. Lo tata lo bambhalele ispeech kuqala wahluleka usifunda kule podium yakhe. Namhlanje ubona akazi ufunda ngizi lo tata uzawungena la. And uyanibonisa lo tata ukuthi umhlophe yena ngoba ugogo wakhe vele wayemhlophe akakho mnyama lo baba. So nje lo baba lo hayi lento yakhe le iyadida le. And mina ngifuna lo baba adaqede lento yakhe.
Yeah.
Uyabona le ndaba le yalama police station awavelisayo noba lo ukuthi hayi zange bashaye bamshaya lo muntu lapha. And ikhiye lento iyabonakala. Mari nje kunendaba nje uyabona nje ezijournalists zethu apha hayi inkosi yami hayi zange ngiyibone into nje zivele zisiphushele egageni nje ukuthi sochotha lo baba une support is too much lo baba lo.
Yeah.
Ukuze ulalela icase all day mawusiva lapha ezindabeni zika7 hayibo lento ikhulunywa la ibuya ubone ukuthi hayi ithandizwanga kahle yithi ndilinde kube 12 mase kushaya 11 ndiyazi ukuthi uzawungena uzasitshela kahle ukuthi kwenzakaleni uthi uyibone hayi man bendize kahle mos la nto ithetha kusho ukuthi yiyo le u-ENCA yobani ajika le nto ithethwayo. What I'm trying to say nawe nje babu Ana ungahlupheki man and nalabantu bamane bethetha babhalela lo sizwemeli lokuthi uyahleka bakuphatha kakubi suba saphatheka kabi from ukusuka la inkulu into ozoyenza eSouth Africa and iSouth Africa yonke izokulandela. Bona nje subaphendula othentheni othethe into yakhe ebheke ecaleni uthi Emily pressele ya button ifaka udelete aphume. Andithi lento mose yomuntu le uzenzela umuntu into yakhe mawuyithanda uyayilandela mawungasayifuni uyaphuma awumtsheli ukuthi makenzeni. Mawufuna umtshela ukuthi makenzeni no wena yenze yakho wena yenze yakho ecaleni zininzi izinto sezivuliwe enye ubone iveze into yakudala ne-ID yomuntu lento ayivezwa le but nje le yakho ithetha lento besiyivile all day ecourt iphinde yona i-analyze here and there and ingangeni kwizinto ezi-sensitive nezi-personal ayingeni le yakho. Wena nje hlala nale yakho imnandi siyayithanda le boyazi into ngathi ithandwe nangamaXhosa ukuthi i-straight uthi Emily makafuna ukuhleka makahleke lethi ibhlungu le ibhlungu le uyabona ngokulo dad uthi umuntu ofuna bamakazi excuse makathi akuzutsho umuntu makazi excuse yena ngoba uyazibona ukuthi uyaganga lo baba makaziphumele yena ufaka umuntu yena makaziphumela ngathi accuse makazi excuse hayi akho umuntu uza excuse yena yena makahambe ngayibonayo lamajita uzawagweba yena mara lamajita uzawathekwa i-country yonke
no
because yonke lento bayenzayo elisake sithi uhlala emisa ngalo uyabonakala lo baba ugwebela abantu esakeni uyabona lo mama lo uphethe amajaji bekufanele adonse le tray yabo le abone kule draw athi maphi kahle kahle ama case kababa urate kanize nawo ngiwabone wonke ungafika ijele ligcwele ngilo baba lo baba akanayo into ayenzayo lo akana justice lo baba ijustice yakhe kufaka umuntu ejele phela and mawungangena ejele ufaka inkani yabona lo baba uqeda ukufona abantu ababekhona kulantu bonke abayi kwaya 3 yini leyo cela amaphoyisa yonke indawo uvuke neliphi ukuthi elipentshele malingasabuyi untshela ukuthi manje i-driver uzothi mase ngiyekile ukudrive ustill usangibiza udrive kodwa ndaye kakudala udrive ukhanesela uthi mabathi ukanel i-title ngelo xesha irenki yasemsebenzini akasasebenzi marulisa abantu mabathi ikanel for what good reason no lo baba uyaropa lo ene lo baba lo ufuna makaphuma manje angazaphinda abuye kwasekhayizini uyabona if beningomnye o-accuse lapha ngeniphakamise isandla yathi hayi inkosi enkantolo yithi ngakubhalela incwadi anifundile yithi ngikutshele straight cela usuke kule case ngongani wena ukhuluma wrong wena awunazelo wena unalento lapha kuwe bengizomtshela straight ene kamnandi accuse number 1 umnise bengekho ebezwa nje babura msiphili ngicela ujaji ikhombise lapha kumina sazikhulumela ngoba lo baba usabuya kumarathon ndithi baba hayi ngiyajabula mawuzo ukhuluma kanje ngicela baba sesiwahamba angiboni kuwe sizophuma sobolele ejele nguwe babani uyibambe kanje baba nibambe kanje umuntu okukhathazile ungamnaki ngoba uzokudonsela kuye umphendula ene so reporter no report ukuthi kunomuntu oso pressa nje le button yakho le aphume make ufuna ubuye uzokhangela enye ifone abuye uzobuya sekaxolile ngiyabonga brother ngiyabonga kakhulu
siyabonga it does take away the focus on these people all these people doing this thing it's like okay now I'm not supposed to be thinking about what I'm supposed to be thinking about I'm thinking about you now and your comment okay
treatment that was given to Mgomezulu is now on news but Zuma warned us about the justice system every day they proved him right. This is one of the WhatsApp. Yes, guys, please call. There's someone I'm waiting for. You know, we keep on missing each other. He calls. By the time he calls, Backyard Mechanic. Thank you, our member. I'm already on the call with someone. See? Mzansi, hello. Sikhona mfuthu njani?
Mfuthu hayi. Ngiyalena lo klafuna wayi.
Sibonge mfuthu.
Webhudayi yazi le nto lena mayibhekisisa kahle kalo Uncle Tom umalume Tom lo ubuye ungayiqondi kahle hayi ngapha umuntu uyaxolisa ngapha uvoxolisa ubeka iphepha ebusweni awusazi nje beqanile kunyanyakaza amaliphi mfowethu ngathi ugogomdala ayi mfowethu mina ngibona ukuthi abafowethu laba ontanzi bophuma hayi kancane
awuboni
hayi kancane mfowethu hayi umuntu ngathi akananhliziyo mfowethu hayi yabona nje ithemba mfowethu uyalilahlisa impela lona ngoba mawujambheka bani uRob noPepwet ungapha kwistage phela makubuya ngapha uRob noPepwet akusenzi uRob noPepwet uPepwet noRob ngapha kwiDeflection mfowethu yabona ukuthi le nto lena mfowethu nje kahle lo baba lo kade aqala ukuyenza ibhuti mase uyabheka nje kahle nje lo mfowethu ophuma uqinisile makuthiwa nje bheka wonke amaqala akawenza kuthi kahle abantu akade bagweba ubagwebe kahle yini ngoba mhlawumbe nje mhlawumbe futhi 20 abantu beyibone le jele ngengqondo and futhi nabo laba nje untanzi kwethu mhlawumbe nje bosinda phela ngoba khona amakhamera cabanga manje awekho amakhamera futhi wathiwa nje nananiboni ngampela nje nathi sibona sonke namanje izimadoda hawo ingane zabantu hayi ilokho ke bafowethu kubi akusenani naye liyezo la
siyabonga Rob no Hepworth, no Rob, no paperwork. So basically, they're gonna saying that, hey, he doesn't see Bondanzi escaping this one. But because there are cameras, things might be different. There might be other people who have suffered the same fate that we think Bondanzi they are suffering without the cameras. So in agreement with the previous caller saying, if it was according to him, he would actually go through all the cases that were done by this man. And again, these are the opinions of the callers. We have nothing to do with them, and we are saying everything under allegation, and this is some of what we say as presenters of this show is our view.
Yes, the views and opinions expressed on Mzansi Reality by the callers as well as the presenters are not that of the show.
So Emmanuel Makanjera siyabonga Nhlanhla Sikhosana, I've mentioned you. KB Kwayo, thank you very much, God bless you again. Chuku Anna, thank you for being here. Mzwake Radeb, I've mentioned you. Pedro, I've mentioned you. Now I'm running Laura, I've mentioned you, I think. Yes, Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello. Okay. See? You're calling me, you're dropping. Please call again. Lindy Webamba, I've mentioned you. Our member, Mpengwa Siba. Thank you, Siabong. Backyard Mechanic, I've mentioned you. I near Pinda Manj. And welcome to membership. Miss V, thank you. Siyabonga ukutukona. Fiso Sindane, I think I've mentioned you. Our members Zodo, I've mentioned you. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello.
Hi, Mr. No, how's it?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good. Emily, how are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
Good. I just have one question.
Yeah.
Why, in this case, it seems like so many South Africans who can see what's going on all over the internet, we are complaining, we are crying, but no one is helping. No one is helping us. No one is hearing our cries.
Yes.
Why bebukela kanje? Bathuli, why bebukela kanje? Abasizwa yini ukuthi siyakhala? Ukuthi lento yenzela i-wrong, lento yenzela kula majita i-wrong. Yabo? So which then goes to ukuthi uba lo fihlwayo, uba lo cover, why they covering up? Why? For who? Uba lo namandla kangaka ukuthi izinto ezingaka ezi-illegal. Uzothiwa kumele ngithi allegedly. But okay, allegedly ezi-illegal. But we can see they are cooking. They are cooking day in, day out. Lama photo ekhuluma ngawo ako memory card ne? Ifoni ibikubona nje. Abakwazanga kuyibona bafake ithombe kulo memory card. Yabo? Yakhumbula ukuthi kuyakhulunywa ukuthi accuse number 5 uLongwe noKelly banesithombe esifanayo.
Yeah.
Nabantu abazani abamazi number 5 sivelaphi lesithombe. Basifake bona. Basifake bona allegedly basifake bona. Bathi-ke basifake bona lesithombe. Unumber 5 akamazi uKelly. Basifake bona lesithombe basithathe ukuthi basifake lapha. Yabo? Yabo? Nama phone call lapha Ostain how mfethu Aramesu Stain making up phone calls. usisi ka Vodacom owakwaba necase ye-fraud wafika nawazokuqhubeka ne-fraud futhi awukho alleged lapho bavele not unayo case ye-fraud ufisa ufighting again ikhona online lo case so uphinde wenza into akayenza before kanjani omangena mfethu respected people from Cape Pistorius bazoplant ibhamu ku number 3 why mangena
allegedly
I no okay allegedly okay kodwa mina why mangena uzopheka into engaka kule case nje mfethu there's only one witness engiyithembayo ulwamlungu we-pathologist phela phela bonke la abantu bafike bezoqamba why mfethu why and babukela bonke bazokhala nge-racism manje odala impofu nani ubethule sonke lesikhathi kwenza lo doti kule case ubethuleleni ngoba sekofendwa yena manje ba-offenda yena manje udala impofu kuthiwa all black lawyers useyakhala manje kodwa bethule sonke lesikhathi ubekuphi why anyway that's just my I know I said one question but it's a lot of questions but why I need to know why benza into kanjena one day kuba ne commission ezocosta 20 million costa thina futhi njoba le case costa thina kuyimanje uzocosta thina futhi again hayi guys idlaliwe ngathi anyway thank you for your ears. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. We really appreciate it.
Is alleged.
Everything is alleged. Allegedly
to everything. The views are of the caller. Thank you. The views are of the caller. But everything that comes in this channel allegedly. It's alleged. Right? Mamfuneka siyabonga. Chuku, and I've mentioned to you, siyabonga, Msongelwa Ndlovu, siyabonga, Fala Ke Laki, siyabonga, Rivak Chihande, siyabonga, thank you, Charity Mbonani, siyabonga, Zuma X, siyabonga, Bana Basala, Hle, our member, siyabonga Tsidi Anamuhapi, thank you, God bless you again, siyabonga nje lapho kwi membership Owen Komane, siyabonga ayanda Ntsinde, siyabonga ayanda Uthuso William Lehoto, siyabonga akesibona ubani osalayo khona osalayo Thami Sahun Thami sehune Thami hey sename yangiqala Nanjelo Nkonkwana siyabonga sibonga kakhulu lapho Nkonkwana singapha nje sithi nje thank you very much Mthozisi Langa siyabonga Mthozisi ukuba nathi Thobeka D our moderator thank you very much. We appreciate you. Untokozo Mbatha de Mzansi. Action Muteka. Ati Action Cape Town. Siba, I think I've mentioned you. Nanjelo, I've mentioned you. Uthini unathi vela. Uyayihlekela nje. Hey, feelings ini. Yeah, sibonga kakhulu guys. If it happens that we did not answer, you can call. Just call now. Like, let me do this. I'm going to call this caller. Because this caller has been trying to call.
Hello?
Yes. Can you reduce the volume there?
Reality, hello.
Yeah, I'm calling you now because I see you are complaining. You've been calling, but most of the time you call when someone is in a call. Now, yeah, let us hear you what you wanted to say.
Oh.
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
This is Mzansi Reality.
You're on the line.
You're on the line. You're live.
Okay. Hi, Anu.
Hi.
I'm okay. It's Makanjira from Zimbabwe.
Oh, Makanjira. Yes. Now I can put the name.
Yes. I've been following this case for for the longest of time. I think it's about 2 years now, just because I love soccer. So I got attached to this case, Senzo Meyiwa.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what? I just want to say, just watching and following from the screen, you can actually tell that it's a cooked up case from the state's point of view, and the judge is always rude to the defense. But when it comes to baloyi and all of the state guys, is treating them with kids' gloves. And I don't know why the defense is not pushing from the AVOs that much, and I don't know why the judge is not pressing hard again on the state so that they can produce the AVOs, all the AVOs, like what he had done in the first instance when he demanded those AVOs.
Yeah.
But he's allowing baloyi to keep on delaying and he's producing new evidence in piecemeal. I don't know why he's treating the defense such demeanor. And all that Babarish was preaching to us about his genealogy, history of the line, that was all utter rubbish. It didn't have nothing to do with the case. So I don't know how we are going to handle this as South Africans, but in my opinion, I see these guys going down. No matter what noise people are going to make on social media. It's a pity, actually. It's a shame. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's my first time connecting.
Welcome.
I had to go and fetch you. Yeah, Siyabonga. Makanjer, I see you've been a regular.
Okay.
It's nice to put the name and the face. Thank you. Right, bafethu. Ayike ngivalile manje. Ngivala nje ngiba fair. That's how fair I am. If
today was wonderful. Today was nice.
Okay, I don't think they forgave Rata's eyes are on him, and his final judgment now. Problem, he's failing to read the room properly. This is from someone's WhatsApp. Right, we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much, and press that like button. And yeah, those adverts, guys, those adverts. They define this channel. Find a way of dealing with them nicely and interacting with them if you can.
Yes.
And this is not by force. I'm gonna give this one a minute. Mzansi, hello.
Mzansi, hello.
Hi, how are you, sir?
Yes. Danny from Pretoria.
Yes, Danny.
Yes. My point is, let me just chip in. I think this, the judge saying about Munisi and black lawyers and stuff like that, that is just a deflection. Because Munisi was actually messing up his judgment for his case. Yes. If you check that day, it's when Munisi was introducing Umboto on the scene and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, in fact, challenging the legality of the confession. And the judge was pissed off, and then he didn't even, he's the one who asked for the break. If you can really recall.
I remember that.
He just stood up and left,
Yeah.
When he was trying to read the statement from one of the police stations, I forgot. So, or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that.
From a specific investigator, yes. Actually, he's challenging the legality of the confession because the IO, the demeanor actually lied. You can put it that way, a team of investigators and stuff like that, sort of like distancing himself from both, but it was this cold case unit. If you check, when they appointed, there was a fourth guy. The fourth guy who was working with him that he mentioned. That guy was involved there with him.
Yeah.
But he was just deflecting. That's why, I don't know, the judge got a mandate to find them guilty. So, whatever means, actually, he should be making big news that this guy is lying. now he start to attack me out of the blue. Let's say, for instance, that thing of comrades, if the judge didn't, why must he make it public the next day? And minutes about having a goal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was attacking me because of what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
And then he only asked clarity seeking questions when it comes to what the defense. When it comes to Gininda, the Gininda denied this guy Ngaman. He sort of like distanced himself from Ngaman, even though they drove together or they were following each other to move this home in KZN.
Yeah.
You know. He said, no, me, I have never what he knows the Ngaman guy. The Muzi might not be saying the right maybe he's not his name or whatever, but he sort of like distanced himself from Ngaman. The guy with the cash card. He was heavily involved with abusing Muzi all the way. Even with this, when he went to make a confession, when they went via the force of us, Ngaman was there. But he sort of like doesn't want to accept or renounce Ngaman. He sort of like distanced himself from it. Meaning, the other thing, the judge made the court order to have the AVL records of all the cars. Out of almost plus minus 40 or 50 cars, only the Fortuners got the AVL record. No, there's something wrong.
There's something wrong.
The judge doesn't go deep into those things. He just covers them and leaves, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this thing of racism, he was just he saw that this judgment is getting dealing with it, challenging the legality of the confession. He just made the whole storm to deflect from the point that Minister was there. Because if you check from that, Ministry, that's what he wanted to show, that these guys lied.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then he immediately closed this case after that.
Yeah.
To say, I'm no longer doing this. This is what I'm going to submit heavily, you know.
Yeah.
About the legalities. Yeah.
No.
But this thing of him, he's talking like he's Jesus now. He's been jabbing black people all the way. I didn't know he considered himself to be German.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Something is not right with this guy.
Yes. No, thank you.
He has a drop of German blood.
Right. Again, all is alleged, and the views of the callers are that of the callers, not the channel. All is alleged. Our name is alleged. Even our views
Everything is
alleged. Thank you.
Thank you so, guys.
Please
you so
press
much,
that
guys,
like
for
button
watching.
and become a member, guys. Thank you for those who are becoming members. Thank you, Zidiana Mohap. I saw you paid like 22 months membership. We appreciate that.
Thank
God
you,
bless
Zidi.
you. We are trying not to be lazy and start working towards having membership show. Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys. We
Important.
love
We
you.
need that membership spot, you guys. We need to keep the conversations going.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Until the next one is a bye from us.